Hello everybody, how are you doing? I'm doing great because I get to do another episode of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. I am VGMusicWeekly for those that don't know. And I just had a failed recording, or not failed recording, but I forgot to do a key thing that you need to do. So I have to redo this again. But we've only just started, so we gotta go to Pokemon Square, which is basically the hub area for the game. So we've got two Kecleons. Ooh, shiny Kecleon! That's the Kecleon shop where we can buy and sell items. I'll mostly just go over this as I go through the area. We've got a bank, we've got the link shop, and what's linking? If you link moves, you can use them at the same time. I'll explain that as I do it. Sorry about that. Kangaskhan storage. If we store items there, they'll never go missing. So if you lose a run, you can lose items and money if you don't store them. So let's see what these guys have. So this guy, Apple, Big Apple, he has Reviver Seeds, which are good to pick up if you have the money. But he has basic items. Well, this guy has TMs and orbs most of the time. There's some other stuff that will be added as items are added in the late game. So let's store. You can press select to organize this. And I think I want both my apples, all but one orangeberry. It's good to store your Reviver Seeds, because I don't want to spoil a mechanic of the game that has not been introduced yet. But if you keep your Reviver Seeds, first of all, they're not super needed in the early dungeons. And later, you're going to want to give them to the Pokemon to hold, because just trust me on that. So here we can link moves, so I can shift this upward and link, and now when he attacks, instead of just doing tackle or leer, he'll use leer and tackle together. It costs money to link, but it's a one-time fee, so link as many moves as you can while linking. However, a thing to note is, let's say he were to use all 20 PP of this move, it would de-link and you'd have to link it again. So keep that in mind when healing up your Pokemon. And I do want to see with Mudkip, Team, Alon, check IQ. So IQ, we can change things about him and what he tends to do. So, info, if this Pokemon is a foe targeted, it'll check first. So, this means it'll focus on traveling. We don't want that. Item, it'll use or throw its held item. An exclusive move, it'll only use moves, so we don't want that. So, it's set up as we want it. And then store in the bank so that we don't lose items in runs. And now we get to go over to the Pelipper Bank area. Or Pelipper Bank, what am I saying? The Pelipper Mail area. And as you can see, that is shaped like a Pelipper. So here is the main focus of the game, the mail board or the bulletin board, which is where we can see jobs. Now if you look, it will show us who the client is, what they'll give us, and primarily what the objective is. So for this, we need to get a second floor of Tiny Woods, and we get Gravel Rock, its difficulty, and we just need to help someone. Here, we also need to help someone. Here we need to give them an Orangeberry in the third floor, and we get 100 Poke. Now, here we get a Reviver Seed, which we definitely want, and here it simply helps someone. And now, we do the thing I forgot to do. We take the jobs. You actually need to accept the jobs, take them on your jobs list, and then take them. Otherwise, when you enter the dungeon, there won't be a job. You'll just be going through the dungeon. So, yeah, this is what I forgot to do. You can't do that rescue job even if you go to the dungeon. I just mixed that up. And the best thing is, when you go a dungeon, anytime you complete a job, you have the option to leave the dungeon, or you can going to the end of the dungeon, and you can do as many jobs in that dungeon in a day. So, well, you can only go one dungeon per day. You can do multiple jobs in one day if they're in the same dungeon. So here we're going to get 3 jobs knocked out, and I doubt I'm going to get as lucky as I did on my first run, because I now have jobs. So as you can see, there's the Leer tackle combo. In the future, I don't know if I'll do this, but when we go through dungeons multiple times, until things become new, I may simply speed up, because I might want to just focus on the story dungeons. And let's see our, so we can here check, I believe it's our others, mission objectives. Find Oranberry. So we might just need to find an Oranberry and not find a person. Usually there's a person you need to find. However, it's possible here it's just an item. We already have an Oranberry, so I don't know. But I'm going to try and find another Oranberry, just so that we can do that, because I don't know necessarily what will count. So apple, pretty good. Tell me there's an Oranberry on this floor, actually. Is there really no Oranberry here? Doesn't look like there's any, so hopefully we'll be fine here. And our stats went down. I went up to level 10. I believe your stats are reset also upon going to a new floor as well. So, hoping a new mechanic shows up that can happen when you defeat enemies. So, you've reached a destination floor, which means there is going to be someone on this floor. Now, these people have a fear stats, which I don't remember if I talked about this in the failed recording, or if I've talked about this before, but Pokemon can become afraid of you, and they will run away and not fight you. That is also applied to Pokemon you are trying to help. You have to sort of corner them. So, use the rescue team badge. They gain a magical power. Thank you. Please come see me at the Pelipper post office later. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And no, I don't want to leave now. So it checks twice, so that's good. But you want to make sure if you're trying to complete a job, don't leave the floor before you complete the job. So Sleep Seed, we throw it at a foe and they'll fall asleep. So Thunderwave Cave Floor 5, we've got another destination floor. I believe we are looking for a Plusle, which is, of course, goes with the Minun we just found earlier. So, let's see where he might be. Is he down here? Not yet. So, they can also run around the floor. So, we found the stairs, but we haven't found the Pokemon we're looking for yet. So, we want to make sure not to go down there until we've found Minun. So it is a Minun. Were they both Minun? Neither one was a Plusle. So now we have the option to either leave now or finish the floor. And because I already know where the staircase is and kind of want that Oranberry just for items, you can run out of space for items, so be careful. but I just feel like finishing the floor. Later on, when you're on harder floors or the mission ends 10 floors before the dungeon, you don't want to clear the dungeon, but in this case, I felt like clearing the dungeon. So Wurmple, we got the Oranberry, so we get 100 Pokey and a Gravel Rock, which is something you can throw and pick up and throw again. So from him, we get the Reviver Seed, which is great, and a Graveler Rock, I think. And for him, we get 100 Pokey, and we get a Graveler Rock. Alright. So pretty simple day. No big story thing. We're gonna save our adventure, because why not? Why not? Maybe we'll run to those in our adventure. We'll probably get, for right now, about 2 dungeons done a day before things start to get longer, and they will get longer. Again? Am I dreaming again? It's that Pokemon again, huh? They're talking to me? I can't hear them clearly. What are they saying? Shaking? An earthquake? Well, it's getting worse. For a dream, this feels strangely real, but... The next morning. Hello? You are Noah, aren't you? Oh, you can't see us, of course. How very rude of us. We're pleased to meet you. We're Doug Trio. Last night, during the earthquake. So, it wasn't just a dream. Our child Diglett was attacked. He was whisked away to the peak of a tall mountain. We couldn't possibly climb somewhere up so high up. Can't you just dig through the mountain and pop up at the top? That's why we must call upon you for your help, Noah. Diglett was abducted by a Pokemon named Skarmory. Can they even be pulled out of the ground by birds? It's vilely vicious ruffian. Please do be careful. Please, we need your help. We must go. That was sudden. There was no time to even say no. It's too bad. I better go. So, huh? You were just asked to go on a mission? Yes, and they're already there. Our child Diglett was kidnapped. He was taken at Mount Steel's summit. We need your help. Bye-bye. Okay, let's go. So this is our first aside from the tutorials, really, plot important dungeon. So I am going to store everything. I don't want now. So I do want to take items with me, but I feel it's going to be easier to take items if I store them all, organize them, and decide what I want. So I want... Okay, I want multiple apples, so... Unfortunately, I have to take them one by one. I probably want, I'd say, 4 apples, or 3 apples will probably do me well. I'll take 3 orange berries as well. I want to be able to pick things up in the dungeon. Now, it's a steel-type dungeon, so I'm not sure how much enemies are probably gonna poison us, but it's useful of 1. Same with the Rost Berry. Just going through my thoughts here. Blast Seed. I'm going to take 1 Reviver Seed just in case. Now, the Reviver Seed, if you give it to a Pokemon, it will revive that Pokemon. However, if you don't give it to someone, it will automatically revive whoever happens to die first. So you might want to only give that to your main Pokemon. As I said, more mechanics will be coming in later. So I think I'm going to take all of my money out of my account and see what the shop has to sell. Max Elixir. I think I'm going to buy a Max Elixir just in case. I don't know what I'll need. So he can't buy the Reviver Seed now. I'm going to buy a big apple. I wish I had noticed that Reviver Seed before, because that would have been good, but oh well. Not gonna reset based off that. But, okay. So, I think now we're off to Mount Steel. So, let's go. Sorry about that. Here we are, Mount Steel. So Diglett was whisked to its peak. That's right, and they pop up again. The peak is on the 9th floor. That's farther than we've ever gone. Highest we've gone is to the 5th floor. So, let's see how we do. Mount Steel is going to have steel, flying, and normal types, as well as maybe some ground and rock types. Didn't have to fight anything on that floor. I am fine with that. We've got a Zigzagoon. So, it's going to be useful to save your moves for the boss fight at the end, who we are expecting to be a Skarmory. So, I'm not using them super sparingly right now, but I'll be conscious of what I'm doing. As opposed to unconscious. I don't want to be, like, unable to think while I'm trying to let's play a game. But we've got 3 guys here, so I wish I could get out in a way where Mudkip would really be able to help, but unfortunately he can't be a big help here. But then again, this guy cannot get in. So Tackle is not going to do too much to Aron. He is a Steel Rock type, so it's doubly not very effective against him. And let's just go to the next floor. So 3rd floor, we're a third of the way there, picking up some Pokey, which is good. Let's see. So these dungeons are getting pretty standard, so we'll move on to some other topics until something interesting comes up. Really shouldn't have used my move there. But this will tell you as to when this was recorded, because just did a recording with Steel the other day, and oh god, I need to heal up real bad. Items, Oranberry, eat. So, just discussing with Steel again about Pokken Tournament. I am really excited for that game. Heck, it might be out by the time this goes up. Who knows? Still wondering exactly how that game's going to work, and like on the Wii U, what new Pokemon there will be, because I'm sure there will be more Pokemon than what they already have announced. I still wish they had Hawlucha instead of Wrestling Pikachu, but whatever. I'm enjoying going back and playing some of the Pokemon games that I haven't in a while. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, thinking of going back and playing Pokemon Ranger. I'd love to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger at some time. Warp Orb warps us to a random space on the floor, or I believe it's random, but I'd love to do Pokemon Ranger, but with the fact that I need to use an emulator if I want to record, it's really hard to do that with a game like Pokemon Ranger, which really requires the touchscreen functionality. Oh, he used his Oranberry on me. So this is going to get tough. I am kind of worried as to how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to focus a bit here. And hopefully me and my teammate can take these guys out no problem. Tyrogue an interesting second generation Pokemon. Oh, I was just suddenly like, wait, did I explore the whole floor? Where's the staircase? But no, there's an extra way I could have gone here. So let's just try and make our way through here. Kill off this Zigzagoon. This is getting a bit scary. So, I didn't mean to walk up there. I meant to align myself to fight the Geodude. And that's why we have the Reviver Seed, although I really wished it hadn't needed to be used there. Unfortunately, it needed to be used there. So, I am going to try and heal myself normally. And he is not going to back away from the fight. So, I am going to give us both an Oranberry. Items. Oranberry, give to Alon. And he can do what he wants with it. Okay, now the floor's changed a bit. I am really worried for Mudkip's health right now, or Alon's health. He used the Oranberry, but now we're out of Oranberries. He's level 10, and now he knows Water Gun, which is going to be great. Let's just check the moves. So Team Alon moves. So this will determine how often he uses said moves. Wait, Mud Slap is a damaging move, right? Okay. So I'll switch it back on. Just really nervous. Water Gun is actually a move that can attack around corners. So it is very useful. Each of the moves have different range, effectiveness, type matters, of course, in this game. Graveler Rocks can be lobbed at distant foes. Talked about them. Okay, we're getting close to the top, but we've still got some struggles ahead. Harden raising his defense, which means he's going to be harder to kill. Still have not ran into the thing that I've discussed that can happen when sometimes when you kill opponents. It might not be able to happen until you do a certain dungeon. Huffing that the Geodude dropped the Graveler Rock. But so let's try using Smokescreen. And let's try it again. So that's going to make him miss more often, which is very helpful to us. I am really hoping I can get through this okay. So now I've learned Ember. So I'm going to set that as my main move. And now, if I find the exit, let's see, I can use Smokescreen. What? Moves? I set the wrong move. And I messed again. Okay, so set that. And I can use Ember, finally, which is going to do a lot of damage to Steel type. So as you can see there, I got the message, Gang Hungry. So I can eat the apple, And my belly was filled. Picked up the blast seed, so let's move on to the next floor. Getting close to that Skarmory, and we see a Pinsir. Gen 1 bug type. Very scary. One of the strongest and most well-known, well-liked bug types. Probably a fan favorite that is only tends to be beaten by Scyther. So I believe, yes, Ember can work through corners as well, similar to Water Gun. I believe the grass types and electric type starters have a similar property. So let's try using Ember, kills him instantly. So that's going to be very good for us. Alright. Am I running close? Switcher Orb, I am guessing, switches our placement with that of our teammate on the floor. So it can help if they are somewhere you want to be. It's possible for you and your teammate to get split up. Just FYI. And we are on the 9th floor. Diglett's over there. Hey, are you alright? We've come to rescue you. I'm scared. This is gonna be a long episode. You! What do you think you're doing here? We're here to rescue Diglett. Skarmory, don't do this. Release Diglett. How dare you? It's their fault. I haven't slept in days because the earthquakes frightened me so. Every night we've had them. Those earthquakes are caused by that brat's ilk running underground. That's ground typeism if I've ever heard it. That's not true. Well, it's true there have been many earthquakes lately, but it would take more than Diglett's family going wild under the ground to cause earthquakes. You be quiet. We'll fight if you keep that. It's no good. He's too agitated to listen to reason. We have to fight it out, because fighting solves all of life's problems. And having Ember is really gonna help, because he's already defeated. Okay. I guess we've won? I wasn't expecting it to be that easy. I was actually kind of worried that I didn't have any healing items left. Look at this cliff. What will we do to get across it? And here come the Magnemite. We can rescue Diglett. Wait, no. I want to see them lift Diglett up. I don't know what it looks like, but I have a theory as to what Diglett looks like. Got little mole feet, nothing special, but everyone likes to theorize because we've never seen it. My feet feel like they're still walking on air. Feet? He has them? Feet? Well, you're safe now. That's what counts. Maybe you just pull him out. A big chunk of ground came with him. Oh, you've been rescued. Great, great. And let me guess who that is. Oops, you can't see us? That's terribly rude of us. Yep, hello, Dugtrio here. Oh, Papa, Diglett, you asked worried. Nope, it was scary, but I'm alright. So they're all his Papa? That's kind of a weird family structure. It's all thanks to Noah's team. Team VGMusicWeekly, or VG for short. You should be thanking our Magnemite friends. How rude of us. Thank you so much. No, it was only the right thing to do. And how both our evolved forms are joined trios. I feel a certain kinship. After all, Pokemon must help each other. I'm impressed, sincerely. Thank you. We must be going, Noah. Along. Thank you. Farewell. We got 500 Poke, a Pecha Scarf, which will prevent poison, if I'm correct. And Ginseng, which I don't remember what does. Don't go away. What is it? Would you like to join our team? Join your team? So this is what I was talking about, not the mechanics specifically, but you can have others join your team. Those others are considered expendable. If they die in a dungeon, or you can exchange them out with whichever ones you want. So you have Cyndaquil, Mudkip, or whoever your 2 Pokemon are, and 1 to 2 extras. If they die in a dungeon, they will be sent back. However, if Cyndaquil or Mudkip die in a dungeon, you are sent home and you lose that dungeon, lose the money, whatever gets lost. So Reviver Seeds are important to give to Cyndaquil or Mudkip or whoever your main two are, because otherwise your teammates may use them, revive themselves, and then you won't have it for the Pokemon that are actually the main players. Thought we would need more help doing rescues in the future. Yes, more members are needed. So how about, will you join us as members of a rescue team? That sounds fun. But if you need us to rush over rescues, we need somewhere to live close by. Is there anywhere we can live? So there's nowhere we have for them to live. At least, not yet. So we'll find somewhere later, and we'll meet an important person. And that's what we'll do tomorrow. So we're going to save here, see if we have anything important to do. But it's already been a pretty long episode. So we'll start on this dream next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Really helps out the channel if you enjoy. And I look forward to doing more of the series and having you guys watch. We'll see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.